Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden, and welcome to PANDO. I'm analyzing a lot right now, and one of the things that I'm looking deep into is truth. Truth is something that has been made inaccessible to us. And after all of the education and the studies that I have done, I walked away with a real solid answer. This was an answer that evolved over time because I had to work out all the bullshit. It started off when I was a child being told what is the truth. It started off with Christianity, Southern Baptists saying God is truth. So this is my journey from that definition to this one. I am 44 years old. I was 4 years old when I had the logic to look at my teachers back then and say, you're full of shit. They had a logical fallacy in their religion. Not surprising. God is love. God is perfect. God is jealous. It was enough that I was able to walk away and say, that's illogical. What's the truth? What is love? No one could give me a consistent answer on what love is. Mathematics says that if it's not constant, it's not true. Math has a lot to say about truth. Math has everything to say about truth. I listened and was subject to the smear campaign of science. Christianity invented a smear campaign against science. And part of that smear campaign is the lie, we don't know what the truth is. No, yeah, we do. If you have logic, which is the science of truth, you've got it. Truth is a constant. For instance, the word rhombus has not changed in 3,000 years because it's a constant. You know what else is a constant? Gravity. Gravity is a constant. Gravity is truth. The sky is blue. That's a constant. You're going to have anomalies. In those anomalies, their eyes are not matched to the rest of everybody else who can see a blue sky. In fact, we have a name for it. It's called colorblind. The sky is blue. It's not an opinion. There's been a lot of conjecture on what is fact and what is opinion. Most of this information was given to us by a bunch of Christians who hate science, because the minute you start looking at logic, you can see the truth, which is Mother Nature, which opposes what God says. And this is what we don't talk about. The contradiction between the Abrahamic God and Mother Nature. God contradicts Mother Nature. So now you have to choose God or Mother Nature. Now, Mother Nature's in charge of the physics. Mother Nature's in charge of aging. Mother Nature is in charge of logic and math. And those stuff is constant. In mathematics, whenever we do scientific method, one of the things that we have a very solid understanding of is we require 3 points of data. I prefer 4, but 3 points of data. And now you have analysis. The more data you get, the more ability you have to do the analysis. Now, human error does exist, which is why we have a checks and balance system for this. This is scientific method. Scientific method is the reverse engineering of intuition. It's the 12 ethics. It is the order of operations for reverse engineering your intuition from Mother Nature so you can analyze what Mother Nature is saying. It is the art and the science of translating Mother Nature. And when you translate Mother Nature, when you learn the art and the process, which is a science of translating Mother Nature, you can read her. This is science. This is what no one is taught that science is. Not even scientists are taught this. So when you know how to reverse engineer Mother Nature, you can discover academic disciplines, which provide you with more tools so you can analyze more of Mother Nature. I found 7 new ones. When I did this, I went, look, I have 7 new tools in which to reverse engineer Mother Nature. So now I can really talk nature. It's fascinating. You learn how to listen to Mother Nature. You learn about the equilibrium. We're going to talk about the equilibrium. The equilibrium is the universal clock. It is the clock that is standing on this massive thing that we call the universe, the galaxy, the all and the everything, the universe. And it is this massive choreographed dance of 12 ethics that consist of over 14 academic disciplines that whirl and swirl like a gyroscope that is Mother Nature. It is dependent upon logic, math, and physics for functioning. And it only sustains itself because it is self-generating off of logic, math, and physics. It is the equilibrium. The equilibrium is protected and preserved by Mother Nature. Now, people can interfere with nature, but you can't interfere with the equilibrium. Mother Nature has something called the third law of physics to make sure that doesn't happen, to preserve the equilibrium, because for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction to preserve the karma bank, which is what is holding up the equilibrium. This is truth. It is so much a part of us that by the time we are 2 years old, every one of us has something called intuition that is 100% composed of the equilibrium. So that now we can take our intuition like a thermometer and we can take a temperature to assess how close, how far we are matched to Mother Nature's equilibrium. Which is why in mathematics we say, is the statement true? Which means, is the math that we have done matched to Mother Nature's math? In logical proofs, we say, is the logical statement true? Which means, is our logic matched to the logic of Mother Nature? Because she doesn't fuck up her math. Because she doesn't fuck up her logic. Because she doesn't fuck up her physics. Ever. So we use her as a barometer to assess how accurate we are. This is called relativity. This is truth. So truth is the relativity of how matched we are to Mother Nature. Scientists are the people who came along and said, let's code that. Let's break the code and decipher it. Those are us. Those are my people. That's what we do. We take Mother Nature and we decode it. So we understand it. Newton did this and said, look, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Wow. And he called it the third law. And scientists went, ooh, that's Newton's third law. This is truth. Mother Nature is truth. So then you have some assholes who came along about 2,000 years ago. And they decided that they wanted their own truth so they can manipulate and control people their own way. But they had a problem. Every one of those people had an intuition. And they're all matched to Mother Nature. So if you're going to take on a profession of lying to people, you got to take out their intuition. So in order to do that, you have to change their truth. So they invented a story that they supplanted the truth, which literally supplanted Mother Nature. And they gave it a male god. And then they changed the name of the male god and created a smear campaign against women so that we wouldn't even think about Mother Nature. That is when all of mankind stopped listening to their intuition and they went, fuck you, Mother Nature, and they listened to the patriarchy god instead. 2,000 years later, all of those lies are breaking. And the barometer is recalibrating to Mother Nature. And we're going, oh, Mother Nature is here. Oh, but you've got 2,000 years of a bunch of garbage telling us that science doesn't work, because if we had figured out that science actually is the barometer for Mother Nature, we would be able to figure out their bullshit faster. Now, scientists have figured this out, but they were so horribly abused that they don't give a shit about telling anybody because, well, people don't want to learn. So they became their own team and they John Galted us. I don't blame them. They found the motor, they figured all this out, and now they're in the process of deciphering more of Mother Nature, and they're translating it. And they're literally just right on the front lines of Mother Nature, and they're translating her like a bunch of madmen, just like they're consuming it. I'm one of them, where all we do is translate Mother Nature because we figured out her code. And then we pool it all together and we compare it and we go, ooh, and we've got the truth. And then we can see all the bullshit and lies because we got logic, because that's what logic is. It's the science of truth. But there's a whole lot of delusional garbage that's all over the world that is very separate from this. Now, scientists make mistakes. We know this. That's why we have checks and balance systems. It takes time. And yes, there are some times where we don't question some people who should be questioned. And then other scientists step in and say, we really need to talk about this and question it. Yeah, we should. And then we do. It's a process. Now, a lot of anti-scientists take the process and they judge us because we take our sweet time with it because we're thorough. And they judge our thoroughness because, well, they got nothing better to do, quite literally. Because these guys are over here trying to break the code that these guys aren't doing. So the truth is Mother Nature's equilibrium. And you got an entire team, we're a team, who literally works together trying to figure out her fucking massive code. And the more we can figure out together, we pool our resources and we go fascinating. And we compare notes and the math speaks for itself. This is science. This is science. It's very simple. Newton said so. Einstein backed us up. I say so. So between Newton, me, and Einstein, that's right, me, the three of us are going, yeah, it's simple. It's really simple. In fact, that's how you know it's true, is when it's simple. But the smear campaign has you convinced that science is hard. No, it's not. They just don't want you to look at it because then you'll know who's abusing you. So when you are walking into learning, there's two things you are doing. Are we listening? The first thing we are doing when we are walking into learning is you are getting on the learning journey of the discovered self. We're going to put that over there. You're also seeking the truth, which is Mother Nature. Now, this is how they're related. Mother Nature's equilibrium governs your learning journey of the discovered self. So the more you know about the truth, the more you're going to learn about your own learning journey of the discovered self. And they click together perfectly because your subconscious mind is pure Mother Nature, because your intuition is pure Mother Nature, and your Mother Nature is science, which has already deciphered most of that. And you've got the learning journey of the discovered self that you've got to go on for your subconscious mind health. So now you've got the learning journey of the discovered self, Mother Nature, truth, logic, math, and physics, your subconscious mind, your 5-part mental system, and all of this is Mother Nature. And all of this is truth, which is governed by logic, math, and physics. The sooner you learn this, the sooner you start to realize this is where you're going to get better. This is where you're going to flourish. This is where you're going to grow. This is the only place you're going to grow. Because if you're out there, you are now away from Mother Nature, and you are now walking into the world of the mentally ill. And this is really what it's coming down to. The uneducated and mentally ill and the truth. And that gap is growing fast. It's called a schism. And it's getting wider and wider. It happened once before. We called it the Neanderthal. The Neanderthal and the Homo sapien sapien had the exact same schism. The Homo sapiens sapien went on to become educated while the Neanderthal didn't. And we are having the exact same thing happen now. This happens once every few million years, where that schism starts to grow and the dumber ones die out. The intelligent ones reach the next stage of evolution. So now you've got to choose your team, because this is really what it comes down to. Are you going to be over there with the Neanderthals, or are you going to come over? Now, the problem is the Neanderthals, as they become more and more modern Neanderthal, they're going to become desperate. Think of them as rats on a ship who's desperately cleaning for survival as the ship goes down. It's going to get real ugly, real bad. And the problem is the Neanderthal is so uneducated that they diagnose intelligence and genius as a mental illness. Good God, I wish I was lying. So the majority of diagnosis that is out there is a bunch of Neanderthals diagnosing genius. So as soon as you realize that your mental illnesses are actually suppressed intelligence, it would be nice if you joined us, but you're going to have to really undo a lot of the brainwashing and come over. And like I said, we got truth here. And that's when you start to realize, oh, modern Neanderthals, and you can't have both. Now, there's a lot of crap that the modern Neanderthals have said, taught, brainwashed, carried on. It's garbage. And it's the ability, which we teach you, to separate these two things that allows you to decipher using logic what the truth is and what the nonsense is. And the system is not perfect because we're human, and we know that, which is why we have scientific method, which is why some of us have created a better system that we're currently integrating to improve what we currently have, to prevent the errors from happening as frequently as they do, because we are in the process of upgrading the quality of what we have over here. So while we're doing that, we are also pushing the evolution through nurturing into the next stage, because it's what we do. It's what we do. It's our calling. Truth is Mother Nature's equilibrium. Logic is the science of deciding or deciphering that truth. Math is the shorthand that we use because our logical proofs are really stupidly long. I mean, like 200 pages at sometimes, 500. I think the longest logical proof is 2,000 pages and takes over 5 years to decipher. So we created math to abbreviate all of that. So math is the science of abbreviation. That's math. Physics are the laws in which Mother Nature functions. That's it. They're just the laws. As we decipher the logic, we can figure out the rules. So the physics are the rules that we all have to abide by. Chemistry's fun. Chemistry is the, all right, now that I have the rules, now that I've deciphered the logic, now that I've abbreviated all of that with a shorthand, now I'm going to make recipes and cocktails. So chemistry is the cocktails of science of what happens if I put A with B. Ooh, chemistry. I almost said physics. And then biology, this is beautiful, is the integration of all of that and how it fits into one thing. It's beautiful, which is life. Science is not scary. Science is very simple. Science is inside of you already. You just have not been educated in it because Neanderthals don't want you to have it. Because if you have science, you'll figure out they're idiots. And the Neanderthal does not want you to know that they are idiots. So they took it from you. So truth is Mother Nature's equilibrium that we are working on translating. Why are we trying to translate Mother Nature's equilibrium? Why am I trying to figure out Mother Nature's equilibrium? Oh, look, I found a new math project to work on for the next 30 years. All right then. All right then. See, I just cleaned all my plate and I'm like, oh, I've got nothing to research. No, never mind that. Now I got to pick up this and analyze the why I've got to decipher Mother Nature's equilibrium. So I'm back to my research again. Woohoo! Thank you. May the kindest of words always find you.